Well, once again, the crew of Alpha Base on the moon, that is still flying through deep space in space 1999, encounter yet another strange alien entity. Well, good Lord, that's all they ever do. Yeah, well, what else are they supposed to do, Lefty? I mean, they could do 1 or 2 episodes, I suppose. That's which a lot of space shows done. Battlestar Galactica's done it. You know, where they have towering inferno on the ship, and that's what they did in Battlestar Galactica. So they could have done stuff like that, but I mean, how many more of those can you do? So they're out there in deep space and they encounter stuff. When mostly it just would have been them flying through deep space with nothing to do. So, you know, this is it. So this one called Space Brain. Space Brain? Yeah, a brain floating in space. Oh my God, that's like some B-movie from the 50s. Well, yeah, but the idea that there could be life in space that actually can survive in the vacuum of space is not exactly unheard of. We do know there apparently are some microbial entities that can survive out there, I guess. I don't really know, but who's to say there can't be a giant brain floating in space? I'm going to say there isn't. Well, but that's just your best guess. Yes, I guess it is. Yeah. So they got this thing out there. So what do? Hey, let's go look at it. So one of their Eagles, which is one of the coolest aspects of Space 1999, the shuttles. The what? They got space shuttles? Yeah, but you know what they look like, those things? I thought that was like their starship. No, stupid. They're on the moon. Those are just... They're shuttles that they travel around, kind of like, you know, flying buses. I don't see that requires me to be insulted like that. Yeah. Well, anyway, so they encounter this and, it crushes them into a kind of a big ball of snot. Oh my God. Yeah. And they're all like, oh, holy crap. Of course, they don't realize it yet. They find this thing, they investigate it, and they're like, they can detect the DNA of their crewmen in it. Oh, geez, it's really terrible. But this one is kind of, I kept thinking of it as kind of, like we'd say, it's similar. They encounter entities all the time. And they had just done one where it was the computer for the ring around the moon, and that one. And this one is like, it's sort of like a computer, but it's a living brain. So it's kind of a biocomputer, organic thing. And it's traveling along and it possesses one of the crew, which is very similar of the Ring Around the Moon episode. Oh my God, that's just too much. Yeah, it is. They're just redoing what they already did, and just because it's organic, that makes all the difference? I don't think so. No, I don't. Yeah, and plus it's a threat, because it's apparently it responds to them as a viral infection, so it treats them like antibodies would. So it destroyed the ship and all that, and then it's going to attack the whole moon. It's on a collision course with. Oh my God! So what do? Well, they realize that the pressure that will be built up by, well, this soap sud foam. What? Yes. It showers soap suds all over the base. And they realized that so the only way to survive this was to depressurize the base and get down below and hunker down and try to survive this so that it passes on, which is what happens, and it works. Oh God, that's ridiculous. So I guess what, the base is all clean now? Yeah, I guess. But it was disastrous foam, and if they didn't do that, it would crush the whole base. I guess I don't know if the whole moon, but anyway, that's what it did, and then it went about its merry way. There were some elements here where they do mention that they had, I mean, they tried to blow it up with nukes, but that became a threat to them. And, you know, yeah, because nuclear weapons are never the answer. Yeah. So they didn't want to do that. And, but one of the things they talked about was that apparently they used this was that for emergency purposes, if they got too close into a gravity well of other planets in case they realized they didn't want to stay there because it was dangerous or what have you. Because that's always been one of my sticking points with this show, is that the concept of the moon from the blast keeping what if it's, you know, nothing stands in its way. It's going to keep going at that speed and keep traveling. And nothing would stop it. But when you come in contact with a larger mass like a planet, you're going to get stuck in that gravity well, and it'll start orbiting that, and that's it. It trips over. But apparently they've always had this means by which to, push the moon out of the way so it doesn't get stuck. But this is, as far as I know, this is the only time they mentioned it. So, and it's a good thing it was there. Yeah, because they didn't really plan on the moon traveling through space, did they? I don't think so. So what the hell do they have all that there? Well, it kind of what got them in trouble in the first place, because they had they were doing nuclear waste disposal on the planet, and then it blew up, and that's what pushed them into deep space. Oh my God! And they still have all these nuclear weapons. Yeah, well, they do come into contact with some, nefarious aliens and whatnot. But again, they weren't dealing with that at the time when they left. Yeah. So why was all that there? Well, I guess maybe they were going to bomb some countries on Earth, I mean, it was only 1999. And yeah, but that didn't happen in 1999. Well, none of it did. You now have to look at it as like it's an alternate timeline or something. Oh, God, I'm sick of that crap. Well, it's the only way it works. Yeah, well. So anyway, at least there's that. So that's a high point, because they really do need a method by which to avoid that, because not only do they get stuck in a certain solar system, but then the show's over too. Well, they probably could get stuck on an alien planet and explore that for a while. Yeah, but eventually, it does run out. Yeah. So, space brain. It's kind of what it sounds like. It's more space than brain. Right. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.